The Elves and the Shoemaker. Many winters ago, in a small village, there lived a shoemaker and his wife. For years they earned a good living making shoes for the people of the town. It was common knowledge among the villagers that the fine shoes bought from the shoemaker's shop were sure to last a score or more. The little shop was always busy, and the villagers were always satisfied with their shoes. Here's the shop. However, things started to change after a particularly bad winter storm hit the village. Houses were ruined and shops destroyed. People began to move away, and the poor shoemaker sold fewer and fewer shoes. The shoemaker was about to make what he fully expected would be his final pair of shoes, but he decided to wait until morning. He set his tools and a piece of leather on his workbench and climbed upstairs to bed. The next morning, the shoemaker and his wife came down to the workshop to find a surprise. On his workbench sat the finest pair of shoes the shoemaker had ever seen. The shoemaker rubbed his eyes in astonishment. There's the shoes they made. The shoemaker and his wife looked at each other, but before they could even say a word, the door of their shop door opened.
"Hello," said a very well-dressed man. "I am visiting from the city, and have stepped in a large mud puddle. My shoes are decidedly ruined. Do you have anything in my size?"
The shoemaker grabbed the mysterious pair of shoes from his workbench. His wife slid them onto the feet of the well-dressed man. They fit perfectly.
"I say," said the man, "this might be the best-looking pair of shoes I have ever worn."
The well-dressed man smiled and paid the shoemaker with a full gold coin. The gold coin. The gold was enough for the shoemaker to buy leather for 2 new pairs of shoes. He left the leather and his tools on his bench and climbed upstairs to bed. The next morning, the shoemaker and his wife came down to the shop to discover that 2 newer pairs of shoes had been made. But again, before the shoemaker or his wife could say a word, 2 ladies walked in. "My husband came in yesterday," one of them said. "My sister and I were hoping you would have something that would fit us." The 2 new pairs of shoes fit perfectly. "These are delightful," said the woman. "I'll tell everyone to know when we visit your shop." Here's the shoes. Word traveled quickly. Business was booming, thanks in part to the mysterious late-night shoemakers.
"We must discover who is helping us,"
the shoemaker said to his wife.
"Let's stay up and hide to see who is making these shoes."
The shoemaker and his wife sat in the shadows of their shop. Just after midnight, they heard a sound. They peered around the corner to spy 2 tiny elves happily at work on a new pair of shoes. "Why, it's elves," said the shoemaker's wife. "But look at their clothes. They work so hard to make such fine shoes for us. Yet they only wear rags themselves." There's the elves. The next night, rather than leaving out pieces of leather, the shoemaker's wife left out 2 tiny outfits she had sewn herself. The shoemaker and his wife hid once again. Like the night before, they heard a sound just after midnight. When they peered around the corner this time, however, they saw the 2 tiny elves wearing their new clothes and dancing happily together. The elves never returned after that night, but the town was certainly thriving, due in a large part to the success of the shoemaker's shop. Times were good again, and everyone lived happily ever after, thanks to the crafty kindness of 2 tiny strangers. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!